Hi guys, this is Pastor Bell with just a quick word, and today I want to talk about the difficult topic of suicide. I do that because September is Suicide Awareness Month, and because suicide continues to be an epidemic in our world today, particularly for youth and young adults. In the age groups that fall into the range of 11 through 40, it is either the second or third leading cause of death. And in fact, across all age groups, only the 0 to 10-year-olds and 65 and over don't have suicide as a top 10 cause of death. It is something that affects people in all situations and all stations of life. It is something that people often don't see ahead of time because everything seems fine. And it is also something that still has a huge stigma around it because it is a very painful thing, an embarrassing thing, a scary thing, a bewildering thing for those who are left behind to sort out and to experience. But I think it's important for us as God's people to offer hope and to offer help and to continue to fight against the stigma of suicide. I can't tell you the reasons why people choose to take their own life. They are a myriad of reasons, and sometimes they are highly individualized. I can tell you a couple of key things that very often when people are getting ready to complete suicide, it doesn't seem like it, whatever that means. In fact, some people who are depressed, when they decide and make a plan to commit suicide, they seem to be better. But that's because they feel like they see the light at the end of the tunnel. They see an ending, and so that boosts their spirits a little bit before they end their life. Also, it can be very hard for people to talk about it because they're worried that they're going to put the idea in someone's head that if I talk about suicide with someone who's depressed or who's down, that then they're going to think about it more. But actually, research shows the exact opposite. That very often when people go to those who are thinking about suicide, even those who have made plans and have the date and the method all picked out, that a conversation about it can be a turning point. It can help delay them completing suicide, or it can help them prevent it altogether because they realize someone else is there and they care and they're willing to hear them out and to help them. The other thing I think that's important is you don't have to be an expert. You just have to be willing to talk to someone, to listen non-judgmentally, and then to help connect them with professionals who can help them. I'm not a trained therapist or psychologist in any way, shape, or form, but I do know there's a lot of resources out there, and that's the other thing that I want to talk about in this very short video. There are amazing resources, more than ever. There are groups, there are hotlines, there are online communities who are there to help, who have professionals trained in suicide prevention that you can help connect people to. And they're for all different age groups and socioeconomic classes and niche groups as well. And so I'm going to put a number of them in the description of this video or in the comments, depending on which service you might be watching it on. And so I invite you to look at those. And I also invite you to either share this video or share that information on your own social media feeds or however you put things out into the world. Because at least if one person sees that there is that resource like the Trevor Project or the Hotline for seniors or those for veterans, if one person sees that and that is a turning point for them, then you've saved a life. You've helped to save a life. And I think that's worth a repost, a share, a copy and paste, whatever you want to do in this situation. And I think too, as God's people, we have an obligation and a calling to reach out and care for people who are suffering and to address the systemic issues that are facing our friends and neighbors. Because I guarantee you know of someone who has completed suicide. You might not know that they did it, but you know that it's happened. You may have been told that they died by another way, but actually they committed suicide, and the family just understandably doesn't want to share that with everyone. So again, be aware of what is going on in the world around us. Continue to educate yourself about the resources that are there for suicide, and be that hope and that help for someone. And finally, if you or someone you know directly is facing this and needs help, do not be afraid to reach out. Again, I'm not a professional. We don't have professional suicide counselors on staff here at the church, but we will help connect them without judgment, confidentially, to people who are trained, who are professionals, and can help that person or help you get the help that you need, and more importantly, the help that you deserve. Because I promise you, life can and will get better. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and there is a better alternative than death. I hope that you're doing okay. If you are watching this here this week, I hope that you'll share this information with those around you and across social media. And I hope that God continues to bless and keep you now and always. Bye now.